it's time for a trip. And today, London is calling, and we're answering. We're going across the pond all the way to London, England, and there we'll take a 12-day cruise. And I've mapped out the best way to get to our hotel, and that's via the subway. So we jump on the subway with all of our luggage, chugging across town. And our hotel of choice, the Z Hotel. It's in the middle of town. The only thing, it's tiny. So this is a walkthrough of the Z Hotel near Trafalger Square. So excellent location. And this is kind of a micro hotel, meaning the rooms are micro. So this is the bathroom. And this is the bedroom. So the room is the width of a bed. And let's go all the way to the other end of the room. Huge TV at the end of the bed. We have a window, but we paid extra for the window, so that was a little extra. Let's pan back over and look at the other, all the way to the other side of the room as I sit on the bed. So it's about 8 to 10 feet to the other side of the room. And we have a little bitty desk, but at least it has some outlets up there. So the Z Hotel near Trafalgar Square in London. And seeing we just got off of a 9-hour flight with the 6-hour time change, so yeah, that's a long day. We didn't want to experiment with any of the great British food, so we tried Italian, pizza and pasta. But along the way, we found something we loved. Apple cider. I've never had apple cider before, and this was wonderful. And the drinking age in London, it's 18. And in case you're wondering how much it cost us, this is $61. So Britain is expensive. And from inside Trafalgar Square, the National Museum, which is free. Most of the museums in the UK are free. And this big monument is to celebrate Horatio Nelson, who died at the Battle of Trafalgar. Fun fact, after he died, his soldiers wanted to bring him back for a royal funeral, so they put him in a barrel of bourbon to transport him back. And as luck would have it, the soldiers wanted to have a last drink on Horatio, so they drank the barrel that Horatio was entombed in. And you thought a worm in a barrel of liquor was bad. How about a whole body? And backed by popular demand, snacks from wherever that we travel. So we went to a convenience store and picked up some snacks from there, and we'll give you our opinion of what they taste like. The first, a flake bar. Never had this one before, so we'll try this and see what it tastes like. And not sure if it's going to get crumbs everywhere or not. You want to be first?
No, it kind of looks like a...
Looks like a tree.
Okay, we'll go with that. It looks like a tree.
Like tree bark.
Yeah, I don't know. Does it break? Oh, yep, it does get crumbs everywhere.
Yeah.
Lovely. That's okay.
Yep.
It's okay.
So
if it's chocolate, it's okay.
We'll bite it.
Very chocolatey.
Yeah. Kind of like a flaky Hershey bar.
That is it's a lot. It's thick.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's got a good taste, but I don't think you would want to eat a lot of that.
A couple bites.
A couple bites is good.
Anyway, we'll get the next one out and we'll show you that one. All right. The next one that we have is a Lion bar. So, a regular old Lion bar. This one has two because there's two of us. But we're only going to eat one of them because it's a little too much sugar before we go to bed. So we'll try one. Get it off of the bed.
Oh.
It's kind of like a little crisp.
Like a crunch bar.
Crunch bar.
Well, it might look like something else from that.
Yeah. Yeah, so like a crunch bar.
You don't want to see one of these float in the pool.
Yeah, I don't want to see that float in the pool. All right, I'll try it first. That one's a lot better.
Okay.
Not as chocolatey, not as
I'm trying to think of what it tastes
flaky.
like.
Tastes like one of those Star Crunches that we used to have as a kid.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thumbs up at that one.
Yeah, that one's a good one.
Okay.
All right. We'll try a different one. We have some cookies that we saw. All of the souvenir stands had cookies there. Shortbread cookies. So we'll try a couple of cookies and see what they taste like. Let me get them out first. And our last one for tonight are shortbread cookies. So this is Walker's shortbread cookies. And we can get it to focus real good.
There you go.
So this we'll try, and it's packaged in a little cellophane wrapper on the inside. So these are probably not a break over the bed either. They look crunchy. All right. You try the first bite.
Mm-hmm. Just like a shortbread, butter, cookie. It's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Mm-hmm.
We saw these in the souvenir stands. Everybody had Walker's shortbread cookies, so we went to the grocery store and got them. A little bit cheaper, but
Yeah, those are a keeper.
yep,
Those
these
are
are
good.
keeper. Thumbs up for this. Thanks for watching our candy and snacks from London. So today we're doing the hop-on, hop-off bus. And we're going to start at the corner of Trafalger Square. You see Trafalger Square right over here. And the buses come right up to you. So all of this area is where all the different companies stop with their buses. So if you want a tube bus or any other kind of bus, right here is the area to stop at. And the hop-on, hop-off bus has headphones that you put in and pick a language. There it tells you whatever that you're passing. Here we're passing Westminster Palace, where that Congress is for Britain. Next to it, Westminster Cathedral and Westminster Abbey. All of it in a close proximity to each other. And I always thought Big Ben was the name of the clock tower, but actually it's just one bell inside the clock tower. The horses. And the hop-on, hop-off bus pass is good for 24 hours. So if you see something that you like, hop off. Later on, after you've seen it, hop back on. It's just that easy. They have predetermined stops all over the city. And this looks like a great spot for a selfie. So we have to get that picture in. And did you know the King's Guard cannot break boat protocol by smiling? One smile and they could be fined. And on some of the streets it feels like you just walked into a Harry Potter movie. Like you're entering Hogwarts or something. And we are spotting one historic landmark after the other. And after a quick drive over the bridge, we realize you can tour inside the bridge. So we have to do that. Let's get to the other side and take a tour. And in case you didn't know it, This is actually called the Tower Bridge, not London Bridge. London Bridge is just a little ways away and was nothing to look at. It's just a regular bridge. But this one is the one people always associate with London. And just on the other side is London Tower, where that the Queen jewels are held. As we're going across the bridge, notice the glass panels on the struts above that go from one tower to the other. This is an observation area that you can go into. And this bridge actually still works. It still goes up and down at certain times of the day. You have to make a reservation, but at certain times, ships pass right underneath the bridge. And this is what the stairwell inside the bridge looks like. Yeah, it's several flights to the top, but there's little areas where you can stop, little museums at the different floors. So you have to take all the way to the top. And up there, there's an excellent platform to sit at. And I have no idea how many steps it is to the top, but it was at least a couple hundred. We had to stop a couple times. And of course, they have some little funny posters posted on the walls every once in a while with cats. Not sure why they have cats. And the platform, well, it's definitely a little scary. At first, you don't trust something that you can see through to walk over. But after a little while, you warm up to it, seeing everybody else walking across it, and then you're a little more comfortable. Well, comfortable enough to stand all the way on it, and even lay down on it for a picture. And when you get to the other side of the Tower Bridge is London Tower. Here we were planning on taking a little tour of the tower, but after seeing the lines that were there, we decided against it. And after all, there's no photography allowed at the Crown Jewels. And at London Tower, we decided to take a little river cruise. It came with the hop-on, hop-off bus, so it was no extra cost. Here we took about a 45-minute cruise back down to Westminster Abbey and Westminster Palace. We'll pass other landmarks like St. Paul's Cathedral, and on the bank you'll see some lion-head moorings. And there's a saying that goes with them: when the lions drink, London will sink. When it's up to the main, we'll go down to the drain, because the lions are at the elevation of the tube underneath the city. And we've been going all day, so time for some local drinks. And after a nice little boat ride and another little bus ride on our hop-on, hop-off bus, we're back in some quiet parts of town, where we'll hop off again and take a walking journey. This time, we'll go to someplace else that you may have heard of. Yes, this place has a bear, a world-famous bear. And this bear lives at Paddington Station. Yes, it's Paddington Bear. We are looking for Paddington Bear and found the Paddington gift shop. So we'll try this first. There's supposed to be a smaller bear in here. So let's try it. There he is. Paddington Bear. And apparently this is a busy rail station. We've been told that Paddington is on platform 1. So we're slowly making our way through. So it looks like Paddington's down here located next to the bullet train. And on podium number 1 stands another Paddington, just like he came from Peru with his suitcase. And it's always a good time to take a picture with Paddington. And since it's a long walk back to the bus, another refreshment stop. And there are 3 separate buses for the hop-on hop-off shows. This one, the blue, but we're waiting for the red. And the Brits love their tea. Here you can see a bakery bus and an afternoon tea bus passing us by. Later on, we saw a drag queen bus. That was something that we didn't care to see, but we saw it anyway. And if you notice real closely, you'll find statues of U.S. presidents scattered throughout the city. There's 9 of them in total. Since it's getting close to time for us to go back to our tiny hotel, we stopped and got some comfort food. McDonald's. Yep, it's always good to try something different there. Cheryl had a cookie dough split. Didn't look like a cookie dough in it though. And I had my usual Big Mac. Both taste just like McDonald's here. And just as a note, they don't do floors in a building like they do in the US. 0 is the ground floor. Floor 1 is what we would call floor 2, and so on. And as day number 3 begins in London, we decide we're going to see the King today. So we had to pass by the guardsmen again and take their picture one more time. And again, following protocol, no smiling or interacting with the people. Perfect conduct. And just past the guardsman is a World War II memorial. So we had to stop and pay homage there and look at the flowers all around. And as we leave the flower garden and step out on the road leading to Buckingham Palace, we realize today's going to be another long walking day. So, yeah, we got our steps in today. Walking around Buckingham Palace. We have the place all to ourselves. Just us and about a couple thousand of our closest friends that we've never met.
Okay.
Let's see if we see Prince Charles and Miss Camilla here. King Charles, that's it. And you know these guys love their job, but you have to wonder, they have a little Apple Watch or something underneath that outfit? Count up how many steps a day that they do? They probably got more steps than us today. But we gave them a run for their money. And as we start strolling back by where that our hotel is, we pass by all the classics. Big Ben, Westminster Palace, and Westminster Abbey. Well, here we found something odd also. A wedding about to happen.
Fashion, however. There's the bride. Look at everybody fussing. Up, guy to kill. Nope. There comes the bride. Look at that, huh? Get married in Westminster Abbey. Boy, might take that's pretty big. All right.
And just after Westminster, we noticed all the roads blocked off. We didn't know why, but it turns out the rest of today is protest. We have the Palestinian protest, Free Palestine, followed by the climate change people, followed by the gay and lesbian Pride Month, followed by the religious people, and then finally, the people that had England flags and Great Britain flags are protesting immigration. So, can't let a good protest go to waste. We join in with them. I wasn't sure what the poster was about, but I love the hat, Make America Great. Of course, it would have been better if it said, Make Britain Great Again. And after talking to this father and son for hours about what the protest was about, turns out we have the same philosophy in life. So, I became an honorary protester. The only thing that would have made this better is if I had some tea to throw in the harbor. So we have the protest going on, but in the midst of the protest are counter-protests. And after listening to the two sides, I think I'm on the counter-protest side. So, we are supporting the counter-protest with our flag. So we have our flag flying for the counter-protest. So, excitement in London. London calling. Down this way is Trafalger Square. This is like headquarters for all the protesters and anti-protesters and gay protesters and anti-gay protesters and all the other protests. But there's police everywhere around here, up and down the streets. And like I say, it's all right by our hotel. Watch out, cop.
Or prejudice or discriminatory, because it's not. We have to put our country first. Now, there's a quote, one of my favourite quotes by Mark Twain. It is easier to fool people than to convince them that they have been wrong. So I did used to hate Tommy when I was about 15 or 16. I'm 29 now. I used to hate Tommy, and I've got two types of friends. I've got my friends that still hate Tommy since they were 15, 16 until now, 30 years old, because they haven't looked into him since they were 15 or 16, and they're too eager.
And one thing that we found out with all this protesting, it makes you hungry. So we had to step into a bar for a few drinks and something to eat. Here, we got the classic stuff from Britain. Yep, we looked over the menu and they have shepherd's pie. So, that's what I got. Steak and ale shepherd's pie. And this bar is named after Sherlock Holmes. And they have a whole lot of Sherlock Holmes memorabilia inside the bar, along with how that they came about receiving all the memorabilia. And one of my favorite things was this, a dumbwaiter. I've never seen one before. And it's where that the food goes up, not the person. Cheryl was conservative with her ham sandwich. And of course, I had to try something different. This is a steak and ale shepherd's pie with baked cabbage on the side. And no respectable person can pass up sticky pudding with ice cream. So we had to have that also. Our hotel is right up the street, and every night this bar is packed out onto the street. At first we thought it was good food. Then we realized it's just everybody drinking. Not necessarily any food, just alcohol. Something different. And today would have been perfect if it wouldn't have been for the bird who made a target of me. And if you have liked and watched this show, stick around because we have a whole lot more for you. On this trip, we'll go to Denmark, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Sweden. So there's all kinds of places to go. So subscribe and be informed when each video comes out. And as always, thanks for watching.